the entire community in the state of Ohio and surrounding states know that some great things are going on in Miami.
I think that we are in a wonderful position in terms of our capabilities, both undergraduate and graduate level teaching and research. We excel at that.
We're providing students with the tools and the abilities to further themselves while they're here, maximize their potential while they're at Miami, and really set them off on a good footing for when they leave here into their next stage.
And we have the resources here and the mentorship here to allow them to do that in a way that's solid, that's effective, that's well established. They're going to solve the problems that are ahead of them. We have a lot of problems that this generation is going to be in charge of figuring out the answers to.
We're really here to train the students to really push the university forward. They are the hands for most of the principal investigators. So they are the individuals who are carrying out the experiments. And often people don't quite realize that when a scientist discovers something, he has an army of graduate students and undergraduate researchers. For them to be able to have hands-on ability to deal with this instrumentation, to have training from us, to work through troubleshooting.
Miami seeks to provide the students who leave our doors with the best skill set possible so that they can go off either into careers in science and industry or further their academic careers with advanced degrees. They know how to run the instruments themselves because they sit down and they run the instruments themselves.
As a freshman even, I was able to get involved. That has been very invaluable and giving me that exposure to what a life in research and a career in research would be like.
Students can come to Oxford, they have cutting-edge facilities, but they also have a site where they can do a field experiment. We have probably 70 to 100 undergraduates that will have small to medium-sized to large projects out here. We can provide the tools and the expertise. The kinds of research can't be done without a place to have a small mammal enclosures, without having a place to stick cattle tanks for amphibian research, or a place to put an aviary to ask those kinds of questions. It really enhances research.
And we aspire to have them work with us side by side as if they were colleagues, and we treat them as such. They're not just numbers. Understanding those concepts and actually doing experiments and using instrumentation in the correct way really does require fundamental knowledge, and when you see somebody achieve that level, it's very, very satisfying.
We have a room that is just all whiteboard, so you can write on all the walls. And it doesn't sound like it's amazing, but when you have an idea and your whole team is talking about it and no one can really visualize it, and you just feel like writing it down somewhere. There are many times in our projects, especially last semester, where we were stuck and it's like, I don't know what you're saying, I don't know what I'm saying, I need you to communicate with me. The guys would just go on the board and just write something. I'd be like, well, if you connect it here and here, like it makes more sense. We all have different specialties, and when we're together, it's not only a collaboration, we just make each other better.
It can be a great benefit when students come to the table with their own ideas and their own ambitions. So that can be a great driver for faculty to kind of, branch out and discover new things. Really help coach students through discovering new technologies and new techniques. I love to see students that can take what they learn here and launch their careers. We've had a lot of students do startup companies or go work at game design studios or go intern at NASA. It makes us proud as faculty to watch our students go on to great things.
The earlier you start with this process, the more you can get accomplished as a student. It gives you a boost because then when you go on to graduate school and have considerable experience in research, that gives you a leg up among the other students.
We've also got a lot of expertise on our faculty, a lot of researchers that really know what they're doing and are able to teach it to students. It's really fun to see the students developing themselves as researchers.
They will come up after class and say, that research sounds really exciting. How do I get involved with that? That sounds like fun. So I'm continuously recruiting more undergraduates to sort of get involved in the lab that way. And the best students to have involved are the ones that are just genuinely excited about what you're doing.
And I love the opportunity to teach in a lot of different ways. Our colleagues are amazed when they come here to visit and see our instrumentation facilities, that they're training facilities too. So students have this additional advantage of getting trained on state-of-the-art equipment that usually nobody gets to touch.
But also the industry knows that this is also a gym to help solve problems, to look for talented workers for their companies. Miami has a ton to offer, and that they can tap into the resources that are here, to the excitement of learning and to solving problems.